Marami nagtatayo ng negosyo na ang iniisip nila ay yung pangsariling kapakanan lang nila.
If you're gonna be posting for to Gen Zs, pero post mo sa Friendster, ano mo ipopost doon?
You do not fix something that is not broken.
But what happens if you can make it better?
Business, business, business. Kinalimutan ko,
Wala, we don't talk.
we don't talk.
Nasa sayo kung gusto mo mandaya. Just remember, when you're in real life, you cannot cheat your way through life.
Bakit ako matatakot? Alam ko naman babalikan ako ng parents. Knowledge is power, but knowledge without application is... And welcome to JLT Growth Talks. And for those of you who have missed the first episode, this is part 2 of our podcast, where we've been talking about how to start your own business even while you are working.
I think we were talking about how customer is always king. And I think this is something that a lot of people, I guess, hear and already know.
So, ito yung tinatawag nila, commonly known as target audience.
Yeah.
But is it really target audience? Kasi meron na ngayon, ang hindi na target audience ang pinag-uusapan, but tinatawag na customer persona. Anong pagkakaiba ng isang target audience to isang customer persona?
Customer persona, at least my perspective, customer persona is you creating profiles for the different people that you hit, basically. So in terms of your target market, diba? For example, in IT retailing, you have different types of consumers. You have the companies who are looking for, I guess, new PCs, new laptops. You have parents who are buying their kids their first PCs. You have millennials who are, I guess, buying something for work. So these are different personas that you cater to, or these are different people that you cater to. And it's easier as a marketer to be like, okay, I'm going to make ads for this specific person. For example, gagawa ka ng ads for back to school. Of course, you're going to target the parents who are buying PCs. Hindi ka na mag-target ng B2B. And I think that's also something you need to consider because your business, especially in IT retailing, it serves a lot of different people. But there are some businesses din kasi that serves a very particular demographic.
So when we talk about customer being the king,
Yeah.
but when we talk about customer being the king, ano dapat ang pumapasok sa utak natin? If you don't know the right type of customer, so again, target audience, masyadong general. If you want to be more specific at talagang gusto mong makuha yung behavior, kasi uso ngayon hindi lang basta ano yung kailangan ng customer mo, but also paano siya bumibili.
Yeah.
Yung behavior niya, the psychology behind nung ginagawa niya.
Yeah.
And you can do that by actually creating itong tinatawag nating customer persona. Actually, you even put a name.
If you're gonna be posting, for example, something about your product catered to Gen Zs, pero post mo sa wala na website. For example, let's pretend that Friendster or MySpace is still around. Bakit mo ipopost doon?
Ang sakit naman, Friendster, MySpace, Multiply. Parang ako yun Mga ginagamit ko yun. Buti na lang nakapag-shift na ako to Facebook.
Oo.
Diba? Okay, medyo kahit pa paano, medyo into the...
At least medyo alam mo.
Baka luma pa rin diba?
Hindi,
Facebook
at
pa
least
rin.
ngayon, diba, nagti-TikTok ka na, nag-evolve na tayo. And it really boils down to understanding your consumers, your customers well enough to find these particular pain points, I guess. In every market, there will always be a pain point for consumers. And it's something that I find that if you can find that specific pain point, if you can find that specific need that they have that isn't resolved yet, that's where you can find a lot of opportunity, a lot of growth. Kasi hindi nga siya served I remember before, parang, especially for me, one of the products I really love using is that I have very, very dry skin. Example lang naman to. And I used to have a problem finding, I guess, foundation that will work for me because a lot of the foundations before in the past were very dry, were very matte. And then it came to a point na sabi ko, shucks, hindi ko kaya mag-foundation kasi nagka-crack yung face ko under certain foundations. And until it came to a point na nag-boom yung very glowy foundation. And that's what worked for me. And you see a lot of people with very dry skin, that's what they eventually end up using. And that's like an example of finding that, that pain point or finding that unserved demand that you have in the market. And that's what I feel a lot of businesses can use in order to grow. We find that very specific pain point.
And that becomes actually our second, If first is you need to know your customers, the second actually is you need to know what they need.
Yeah.
Diba? Hindi mo pwedeng ilagay yung produkto mo na isa-serve niya yung sarili mo. Ang kailangan i-serve niya yung customer mo.
Yeah.
Okay? Again, the customers are the one buying. They're the one buying the product.
Yeah.
It's not you. You're the one selling. So you should be able to serve yung pangangailangan ng customer mo. So again, una, no? Customer, know the customer. Pangalawa is know their pain points or what they need. You have that particular idea already who your customers will be. You already know what their pain points are, but do you actually know if nagustuhan nila yung product or services mo? If you don't have that feedback mechanism, then lost in thought ka pa rin, manghuhula ka pa rin if your advertising, if your marketing, or if your product is actually working for them. No? Ano, i-summarize lang natin. 3 things na kailangan mo matandaan about customers to grow your business. So, number 1, know who your target audience is or create that customer persona. Number 2, know what they need so that you can actually serve them. And number 3, listen to what they have to say to you. Super importante to.
I was talking to a friend that I have the other day, and he was talking about how sometimes he talks with his mom because they have a family business, no? And then he says that he already knows the problem of the family business. It's because hindi naman modernized. Everything is very inefficient. And yung mom mismo does everything. The accounting, the sales, the marketing, siya nag-iisip lahat. And then the son is trying to modernize, which is good. However, yung sa kanya, parang nahihirapan siya because the mom is very used to a very certain way of doing things.
You know why?
Why?
Ito yun eh. You do not fix something that is not broken.
But what happens if you can make it better?
Well, it's not broken. Don't reinvent the wheel. Ang gulong ay gulong. Bilog yan. Ba't mo gagawin kwadrado? Ba't mo gagawin triangulo?
I'll give you another example. Bakit ginawa ang iPhone? My point here is that, imagine back in the day, I remember very clearly yung mga landline, yung malaking cellphone. Guys, I was alive during that time, so I would know. Mga malalaking cellphone with the keypad. Why is it that we ended up using mga touchscreen na phones? Same thing, if the wheel isn't broken, why fix it? Same thing with technology. How are we going to, I guess, progress if we cannot let go of the past or let go of old things? Same with life, right? I mean, if we cannot let go of the past, how are we gonna move on to the future?
When you are hired for a particular position, there's a certain expectations na hinahabol sa'yo. And one of that expectation is actually sumunod ka.
Which is important.
Which is important. Ang problem dito, nagkakaroon din ng misconception na everything na lang dapat sumunod ka.
Yeah.
Even if you think it's wrong.
Which I don't.
Sometimes, hindi siya mali, pero it contradicts your principles. So dito pumapasok yung pagiging open-minded.
Diba, guys?
Diba? Napaka-importante yon. Grabe, no? Parang, imagine, the younger generation teaching the older generation. Dati hindi natin maiisip na pwede, na posible. Because we do not accept na mas marunong na ang mga kabataan sa atin ngayon. But with the onset of technology, advancement of technology, especially with AI, hindi na tayo pwedeng magmarunong, ha? Yung mga kaidaran ko dyan, hindi tayo pwedeng magmarunong. Let us adapt to the way the world works if we want to grow our business and to have personal growth as well. Why is it that there is such a situation wherein the older generation and the younger generation has this big gap? Yung sinatawag nilang generation gap, na hindi raw pwedeng magkaintindihan ang isang Gen X sa isang Gen Z or isang millennial sa isang Gen Z. Nasi-stereotype lagi na ganun eh. Why do you think so?
The biggest barrier between the Gen X and the Gen Z is that, alam mo yung feeling na, you can't talk back. Kasi, bali yun, because I'm your elder. If I cannot tell you what I'm thinking, I cannot tell you my opinion, how would we understand each other? But then also as a Gen Z, we have to know how to listen.
And so when we were talking about the generation gap by itself, I think we can all actually just sum it up in just one thing. You just need to be open and you need to have an honest communication with each other. And that would actually help bridge that generation gap.
Yeah.
At ang tanong natin sa mga audience natin, kayo? Open ba kayo sa communication with your family, with your loved ones, with your friends, with your boss? How do you build that trust? Especially, alam ko sa mga nanonood dito ngayon, may Gen X dito, may Millennial, may Gen Z. Why don't you comment down below para malaman namin kung anong generation kayo? Business, business, business. Kinalimutan ko. Di kami nag-uusap, hatid sundo sa eskwelahan, pagkatapos ano?
Wala, we don't talk.
We don't talk. So ito po, meron tayong tinatawag na absenteeism. Di natin namamalayan yan as parents, but we work our asses off. Pardon the word, but I'm gonna use that.
That's true.
Kasi talagang nagdinegosyo tayo, nagtatrabaho tayo para sa kinabukasan ng mga anak natin. But yung achievements ng mga anak natin, the growth that they have, we were never there.
I mean, I remember very vividly, especially when I was very young. I think I was like maybe 7, 8, 9 years old na parang sure nandyan si dad sa bahay. I see him, but did I ever talk to you when I was 8 or 9? Of course not. Because busy sa business, busy sa sarili. And I guess for a child, that's kind of confusing. Kasi your parents are supposed to be guiding you. Your parents are supposed to be your support system. And I think that's something that parents should also take into consideration. Sometimes ikaw as a parent, you're so busy or busy with life na your child is there and you think that you're with them, but emotionally you're not. It's emotional availability din ng parents.
Meron kasing parang style of teaching or coaching na naturo sa akin. No? Kadalasan, as the coach or as the mentor, you are already at this stage. Mataas ka na.
Yeah.
Ang dami mo na experience. Tapos, alam mo na lahat. Feeling mo, alam mo na lahat. At meron kang tinuturuan. Itong nandito sa baba. Yung mga anak natin, nandito pa sila. They haven't experienced life as you've experienced it.
Yeah.
And what we expect is that dahil nandito na kami, kaya mo yan. Dinaanan ko yan eh. Kaya mo yan. So, ang laging mali ng isang coach or ng isang parent, ng isang teacher is always telling the kid or always telling their children na kaya mo lang yan. Kaya mo yan. Nagawa ko na yan. Kaya mo rin yan. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, but it's hard to say that pag you're not the child eh.
Oh, so, ano dapat gawin? Share ko lang kung ano ginawa ko. Instead of asking my children to go up, ako yung bumaba.
Yeah.
What do you mean bumaba? I did not lower my standards, but I tried to understand where they are. Nanggaling na ako dun eh.
Yeah.
Diba? So, alam ko na kung ano yung dapat mong maranasan. So, I will accompany you, diba, on that journey. Sasabayan kita. So, as a parent, ano ang gagawin nyo dito? Diba? Ito yung una mong gagawin. Una, you make sure that at that moment that your children are actually moving up or doing those tasks, you are always there to support them. Alam ko, nagbago ako.
Yeah.
After, especially
definitely
nung nag-homeschool ka,
changed.
ako yung naging teacher mo eh. So, what made you be more open sa mga ganitong usapan na anything in life, we just talk about it?
I guess it's just knowing that if I tell you something, you listen. I think that's actually the fact that you're willing to listen, I think already helps very much. Because I trust that whatever I tell you, you might judge me a little bit. Ganun talaga. If someone tells you something dumb, if I give you a very dumb suggestion, sasabihin mo sa akin, I don't think that's right. But it's not yung judgment na, ay, mali ka. Ganun. I think that's how you, I guess you interact with your kids as well. But the mere fact that you're willing to listen to me and I feel like you're on my side and you're not against me, that's what really allowed me to really talk to you openly and be able to share with you what I think.
Oh, kasi alam niyo mga viewers, no? So in homeschooling, the parents will be the teachers. And as teachers, sanay tayo na meron tayong libro, may teacher's manual, may textbook yung mga bata, may exams tayo, may grades tayong gagamitin. Sa homeschool journey na ginawa ko together with my kids, what I did was this. I did it, sabihin na natin na parang open book type of way na ang binigay ko sa inyo, di ba? Ang binigay ko sa mga anak ko is, ito yung libro, ibibigay ko sa'yo. Ito yung teacher's manual, ibibigay ko rin sa'yo. Ito yung test mo, binibigay ko na rin in advance. Pati yung answer sheet, binibigay ko na. Maniwala kayo o hindi, wala sa kanilang nandaya.
Which is crazy if you think about it. Na parang, you know, when you're faced with that situation, as a child, oh, it's so easy to cheat. You know, it's so tempting to just cheat your way, you know, into school, get amazing grades. But then I remember one very specific thing that you told me when we were going through our homeschooling. You told me na nasasaya kung gusto mo mandaya. Just remember, when you're in real life, you cannot cheat your way through life. Wala naman answer key ang life mo eh. It's the same principle. So, if you have to rely on cheating, on looking at an answer key for questions, wala ka talaga mararating. And of course, I mean, as a young child, diba, you think, oh, I could just look at the answers and I could just be done with my homework today and then I won't have to think about it. But you're cheating yourself. And you know, the funny thing is, I know that you can tell if I'm reading or not. Guys, how we did homeschooling, diba? I'll finish my exam. You'll check it. Okay, I'll check. Oh, it's perfect. Okay. Jessica, tell me all of the answers na without reading.
Ganun ako.
Tell me what you learned. Summarize it. Let me know what you learned lang so I can make sure na alam mo. And I will be okay that this is what I learned. This is what I got from this. This is how I would apply it. And I think that's something that's important to do, especially in life, no? Because when you absorb all of this information, when you study, especially in school, you have to know how to apply it. And I think that's something that I appreciate that I know how to do at least now. So, yeah.
Knowledge is power, but knowledge without application is nothing. Share ako ng isang story when you were really, really young. Ano pa siya? If I'm not mistaken, 6 years old, naiwan siya sa isang department store. Naiwan siya. Tapos, umalis kami. Hindi namin namalayan na wala na siya sa tabi namin.
I don't remember any of this, guys, by the way.
Di mo na naalala. Pero alam mo anong nangyari sa kanya? Tinanong siya nung mga sales clerk doon. Hindi ka ba natatakot na iniwan ka ng parents mo? Di mo naalala?
No.
Alam niyo anong sagot niya? Ito po yung sinagot niya. Ang sabi niya doon sa sales clerk, bakit ako matatakot? Alam ko naman babalikan ako ng parents ko.
Oh, that's so cute.
Saka hindi ka actually umalis. You just stayed there.
Well, yeah.
You had that idea already that if you move around, di ka na mababalikan.
Oh, kasi you won't be able to find me.
So you just stayed there and really believed and had that trust that your parents will come back to you. This is something na hindi common sa lahat ng mga bata.
Yeah.
Kasi they will run around, di nila maiisip ka agad.
Anyways, Dad, I'm so happy to be here on your podcast and I'm so proud of the fact that you're doing this. And I hope that more people, more families, more parents are able to, relate to this as well. And I love you so much, Dad. You're the best.
Thank you. And this is Jessie Tan, together, of course, with my daughter, Jessica Tan, dito sa JLT Growth Talks, where we talk about not just growing your business, but also life in general. So again, this is JLT Growth Talks.